Get strong.
Welcome in. We are back yet again. Hey, no surprise. Well, I guess might be surprising to some of you, but my favorite stream this week is actually going to be Rondale Moore. Saw that Michael Wilson was listed as out today. I think that really boosts him up. It's a great option for you guys. If you're looking right now, I mean, also we know that Noah Brown's out. That's finally official. Justin Jefferson, while listed as available, is not playing. He is out as well. The big surprise for me was Jalen Guyton, which means Quentin Johnson is flying up the charts. If he's available, if you're looking, I'm trying to think of anybody else who you might be able to pull off, but it's going to be a lot tougher after that. So Rondale Moore is definitely going to be my favorite streamer this week. Hey, welcome in. Hate all the Thursday nonsense. Really just ruined a lot of people's day, including mine. So that's always a frustrating moment for, like I said, probably a majority of people. Losing Andrews, likely losing Burrow. It's doubt either of them are going to be useful for fantasy the rest of the season. Not ideal. That is for sure. So we'll see what we have available. Hey, Abby, welcome in. Pick 2, Godwin, Ridley, Mostert, Ford. It's going to be Mostert, and if it's standard. I'm probably going to go Ford, but man, I just think that's a safer play right now. I really like Ridley this week. I think he has a good matchup. Godwin's always good in PPR, but Ridley's more likely to score. I feel like this is a big Evans week. So I'm going to go Mostert and Ford. Hopefully that helps. Hey, Daniel. Welcome back. Thielen or Kirk. Man, Thielen looks more and more even better because of the fact that they continue to have people out. Hayden Hurst is out, making more available as well. I think that really boosts him. But I still think Kirk is just so safe. He's going to see the handful of targets that you really want. Pierce is officially out, which means Singletary is a good play. But I'm going to go Kirk here. All right. Ooh, and a tight end question. Kincaid, Kittle, or McBride? I am going to go McBride. Think this is a easy game for him. Should see double-digit targets. So absolutely love that for you. Rajan, welcome. Pick 2, Tank, Dell, McLaurin, Jalen Warren. It's going to be 2 wide receivers in Dell and McLaurin. I like Warren. I think he's a very safe play. However, McLaurin usually gets over 50 yards and sees 3+ targets in games versus the Giants. So things that nobody cares about, but they're there. So hopefully that helps you. Soaring Eagle. Wow. It's been a minute. I know. I kind of figured that Jefferson wasn't going to be playing. So not super surprising there. Do I start Watson, Rice, or Herbert? Really depends on what you need here. I think Watson has a lot of upside just because of the fact that the Chargers secondary is absolute trash. But also understand playing Rice. He should have the targets. He offers a much safer floor. He should see 4 at least, and I think that would really boost him up. I'm still waiting to see on Herbert. I don't trust it as much, so I'd much rather roll with Rice this week. Mike, welcome. Flex, need one. Harris, Collins, or Ayuk. Oh my gosh. That's tough. I'm probably going to go with the guy who's been fairly consistent in Ayuk. So I also understand Collins with the fact that Brown's out. I think that also boosts him up quite a bit. So hopefully that helps. Hey, Jay Dilly, welcome. Madison or Chandler? Yeah. No, you're definitely playing Henderson. And then I'm probably going to play Madison. If you're looking for a stream here, I'm actually okay rolling out Dowdle. Just because I do think that game gets out of control. And while Tony Pollard hasn't seen any touchdowns. That all is getting some of that work, especially at the goal line. So I think there's a lot of potential upside there if you're looking. I think he might actually even be a slightly safer play, but it's terrifying. Joseph, welcome. Concerned about Garrett Wilson? Always concerned. The matchup's decent, but the fact that he hasn't been 100% is a little iffy. I still think I would start him all over all of them. I really like Reed this week. He's one of my favorite options in a PPR. I'd play Reed over Ridley, just because, again, I think it's a safer play at this point. Even more now that Wilson's been officially declared out. That means he's going to see more targets as well as continue to be used in the rushing game. So I think both of those are really solid options. However, that's if you're not playing Wilson. Really, just again, depends on what you're kind of looking for. I think Wilson is still safe, and there hasn't lifted him as out yet, but understand being worried on it. That's for sure. Hey, good morning, Polo. Start one. Lawrence or Hal? It's going to be Hal. Rushing floor helps, and it's a good matchup for him. Again, I just can't start Trevor. It's been too rough. I don't trust him. I know I'm a horrible person for that, but I'm not putting in somebody that has yet to score or throw for 2 passing touchdowns. And I just can't bring myself to do it. And the matchup isn't great for him either. So that's, again, not helping him. So Daniel, let's see here. For Connor Williams, I'm taking Williams here. I absolutely love the matchup for him. He's been seeing a lot of the work. So I'm, especially in PPR, he's getting all of it. I wish Connor was hitting the targets he was seeing last year, but they have yet to do that with him since he's been back. So if that changes, he could have a bigger day. But again, he needs to get used in the passing game. Also like Ford, but hate the matchup. I would expect him to see a good amount of work. However, I'm trusting Williams this week. He's finally taking that role back, and it seems to be. We talked about it on Thursday with Neil. They're really leaning on Williams, so trust that a lot more. Good morning, Tony. Need 3. Montgomery, Swift, Achane, or Hall. It's gonna be Achane and Swift, and probably Montgomery. I like Hall, but I could see the Bills trying to sell out and stop him, especially with Wilson being limited. They have a pretty good secondary, so could actually really see that being an issue. So I'd much take the safer play. Montgomery also has the benefit of having the revenge game narrative attached to him. So is it PPR? Because if it's PPR, I'm going to go Godwin. If it's half or standard, I'm going Addison. So hopefully that helps, Tony. Dan, back again. All right. Lockett, Johnson, Nakua. I'm going to go, probably going to go Johnson to play it safe. I think that I really like Lockett to match up a lot, but he has been dealing with his own injury. So if you're worried about that, completely understand. Just rolling with Johnson. He's been fairly consistent. So hopefully that helps. Clear as mud. Kincaid or Kittle, it's still going to be Kincaid. Just trust it more. Even in this matchup, it's really works for his advantage. So I'm still rolling out Kincaid. I know Kittle had a big game. I was surprised actually last week with him having that big game, but Purdy wasn't giving up. So I'm still rolling Kincaid here. All right, Evan Ingram or Zay Jones. I'm going to go Ingram just because it's the one game that I think he has yet to score a touchdown this year. I think that changes this week. Titans actually haven't given one up, which makes me even more kind of lean into it harder. Everett's out too. Sorry, I'm still getting news as we're going through this, so trying to get as up to date on my rankings as we can. Definitely rolling out Ingram for you, David. Golly, there's just a smattering. Alrighty. Let's see. So Lockett I need to take down because of his injury. Drops in a handful of spots. Moved Rondale up to 32. He is in flex now. Have Jaden Reed at 29. I know I'm just going crazy with these today. Hey, Brian. Allen or Murray? Going to go Kyler. I like the upside a lot more. Allen has struggled a lot. I hope that the change in play colors helps, but we'll have to wait and see. And then I'm going to go Dell. I have Dell ranked higher. I think he has a lot more upside. Mostly because Purdy continues to kind of just distribute all over the place between him and Debo and even occasionally Jawan and Kittle. And, of course, CMC is going to be the target leader like he usually is. So I'm going to go with the guy I know, especially with the, Brown out. I think it gives him a boost. Good morning, J-Lip. All right. First one, 4 point. Stroud or Herbert? Yep, I agree. It's going to be Stroud for me. Herbert should be fine, but Allen is banged up. Likely sees Jair. I think that the big winner clearly here is going to be Eckler. I think he's just going to be able to really dominate today. Him and Kelly. Probably just going to be a lot of workload for them both. So I think you got pretty lucky there. I'm assuming that's Khalil and probably just because I think the staff really hates Madison. So with that in mind, I'm probably more willing to have Herbert. For example, I'm planning on dropping Sanders since Herbert became active to move him from my IR spot. So that's going to be my next move. Tim Bond, welcome. Ty Chandler, Christian Watson, PPR Flex. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if Reed isn't on there or Rondale Moore isn't on there, I'm fine rolling out Watson. But don't love it. So have Watson behind them both. All right, Mike. All right, well, let's see here. 3 QB questions, 3 different teams. Okay. Josh Allen or Tua. Going to go Tua there. Stroud or Herbert. Going to go Stroud. Stroud or Murray. Man. I think I lean Murray just because he rushes, but it's still close. I think that's a good game. Stroud's probably going to throw for more yards, but the fact that you get more yards for rushing, I think really helps Murray. And the fact that they, like I said, aren't passing to the running back means he's going to have to do a lot more work. So I'm going to go with Murray there. Hopefully that helps. Which do I start? Connor, Achane, or Brian It's Robinson. Full workload, and Gibson is out. I do think he's dealing with turf toe. Not great. But with all that work and the fact that he's going to be used in the passing game, I absolutely love it for him. I think he's just about to devour the Giants. So after that, I'd go Achane. But that's, again, because Connors isn't being used in the passing game. I just really think Achane can get a lot done with limited carries. 49ers or Browns defense. Oh, my gosh. That's a tough one. I was going to go. I'm probably going to go 49ers here. Just because of the fact that I'm worried about shorter fields with DTR under center. But it's really a toss-up, to be honest. I think the 49ers probably are a better defense, especially now with the addition of Young. I think that really boosts their run D. So, gonna leave 49ers. Kyle, welcome. DJ Moore or Achane. Depends on what you need. If it's PPR, I'm going to go more. But Achane's going to have enough of efficiency as he's been all year. He gets limited touches, but breaks out big runs. And they like to use him around the goal line, which also helps him a lot. So if it's PPR, I still lean more just because he should see a lot of targets, especially with Justin Fields back. So Clear as mud. Hope that helps. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go Spillane here. That's brutal. Another one. Need 2. Rice, Hubbard, Judy, Addison. It's going to be Addison and Rice. Again, wish I could trust Hubbard, but I can't. And Judy, they are just completely lost on. So, hey, all right. Let's see. Puka, Ford, Godwin, Connor, Warren. I'm going to go Godwin. I think he offers the safest play here. A decent amount of upside. I don't know. I have to see Stafford first. I like Puka, but again, it's so uncertain. I like Warren. I think he's probably the safest of everybody on this list for the usage and touches. But it's just hard to sit Godwin, because especially since more than likely Baker's going to be under siege and going to have to get rid of that ball faster. J-Lep, Achan, or Javonte. I still have Javonte ahead. Again, it comes with the fact that it's workload. He should see a majority of it, which helps him a lot. And it's a good matchup for them to run. Same thing for Achan, though. He isn't going to have to be used a lot. So I'm actually expecting a pretty big game for Mostert. But yeah. So taking the more opportunities. Madison or Chandler? It's going to be Madison. I prefer not to play either of them, but more than likely you have to. Hate that for you. Oh, I guess another good stream would be Mingo. I forgot that. All right. Well, let's see. An order of preference. Need 1 wide receiver and 2 flex. Okay. It's going to be Jamwell. That's Jameson. Okay. It's going to go Reed, Moore, Mingo, Williams, Njoku, Hunt, Wandale. Whew. That was tough. So I'd go Reed, Moore. Hey, tomorrow, welcome in. Moore, Dell. It's going to be Dell. Again, I think that's a higher scoring game. I think it's a lot more fun to watch. But Moore's not a bad option. But again, I want to see how Fields does with that thumb. Usually a pain. So they say he's getting better. I'm assuming that's the whole reason they held him out. So I'm waiting to see how that actually benefits him. All right, Dolan. Cooper or Addison? It's going to be Cooper for me. I'm still worried with DTR, but he still saw a majority of targets. If DTR actually can connect, he had a rough go the first time because it was also the Ravens defense. A little bit different this time. Steelers secondary is pretty weak. I like Addison, but again, it's he's really saved by touchdowns right now, and he Dobbs is clearly feeding Hawkinson. So until that changes, I'm going to roll with Cooper, and I may become even more nervous when JJ comes back. All right, Dan, Colin or Kincaid? I'm assuming that's Nico. I still think I go Nico here. It's close. Kincaid, I think, scores, which helps boost him to that level, but Nico's just that big play guy. So I think that can easily happen today. Pick one to sit, Justin. Okay. It's probably going to be Ridley. It's close. It's between him and Thielen. But understand, everybody here has a decent matchup, but all has their own issues outside of Dell. Cup just getting Stafford back is iffy. Ridley just completely disappearing in games. Same thing with Thielen. I think Thielen actually gets his boost back, though, which is part of the reason I have him ahead of Ridley. Hey, Colby. Quentin Johnson or Jaden Reed? Man, I'm going to go Reed. Think he sees more opportunities, continues to get an uptick in his route to run every week. Lot of opportunity there. I'm just hard to get away from at this point. Justin Herbert or Tua. Similar situations to me for me. I have them both running a lot, which kind of hurts it, but I'm going to lean Herbert just because of the fact that I still think he goes after Allen. I still think he throws a lot with Parham and Anderson and Johnston all as secondary options. All right, Philip. Start one. Connor, Achane, Mostert. It's going to be Mostert for me. Achane, again, like I said, going to be probably limited a little bit today. Won't need to use him. Ease him back in. Connor, I love, but in PPR, he's just not seeing any targets. So the Hills need help. 2 wide receivers and a flex. Okay. It's going to be Evans, Waddle, and I'm going to go Adams. I think Adams can get, this is going to be a get right game for him. So have him as my wide receiver 16 right now. Big boost. Still wrestling with wide receiver. All right, let's see. Tank. It's a good problem to have. I'm still, I have, let's see. Dell at 10 and Waddle at 18. So I'm going to go Dell. Tobias. Ooh. Tough one. I think that they, like I said, I feel like the Chargers have the opportunity. I think this is a good chance for them to really use Johnson. So I'm going to go Quentin here. Offers you some more upside as well. So Douglas, welcome. Drop Jeff Wilson's Kenny Gainwell or Gesicki. I'm fine dropping Gesicki. He isn't being used a lot. Gainwell continues to see decent usage, and I'm curious to see the split now with Achane, Mostert, and Wilson. So much rather wait and see on that. Chris, welcome. Lockett or Addison. Ooh. I'm going to go Lockett. I have him rated significantly higher. I am nervous, though, with the injury, but this is such a great matchup for him. So, more nervous for Addison still. Philip, Herbert or Allen? Oh, my gosh. I'm going to go Herbert again. I'm just really nervous about Allen. I'm hoping the change in play colors helps, but this usually is not a matchup that he has a whole lot of success in. So, T-Jazz, welcome. Tua or Murray? Okay, I'm going to go Murray there. And then you need a flex of Singletary, Lockett, or Addison. Gonna go. Oh, Pierce this out. Man, it's tempting. Depends on what you need. I think Singletary offers you a safer score. Like I'm expecting to get 10 to 12 fantasy points. Meanwhile, Lockett, man, has that upside of 18 right now, in my opinion. So, really depends what you need. He could also just get you a 3, depending on him just re-injuring himself. But Lockett reminds me very much of Doug Baldwin. They were teammates and worked really hard together, so they don't like to come off the field. Okay, Chris, let's see. Shad White or Kincaid. It's PPR. Golly. Tough one. It's just hard to get away from White. Due to seeing 6+ targets, makes it hard to sit him. Again, like Kincaid, I expect him to score, but White just has all that volume with him. I hate the matchup, but again, if they're going to have to pass to save Baker, I think White's going to be a big part of that. All right. Lighter. Oh, 420. Let's see. Full PPR. Ford or Ridley? Go ahead and take the safe play here of Ford. Like I said, I'm nervous on Ridley. I think he offers a lot of upside, but it's just really tough to trust Lawrence right now. And they just seems odd. Person? Welcome. Full PPR. Walker, Puka, Laporta for flex. I am going to roll out. Golly. Probably going to go with Puka just because Walker really isn't. If he was used in the passing game more, I'd love Walker, but I'm going to go Puka. I think he offers more upside for you. Porta's probably the safest play, but tomorrow back again. Sutton or Nico standard. It's tough. I expect him to see about the same amount of targets. Nico's more likely to get yards. However, Sutton is more likely to score. Think I'm going to go Sutton here. I just think he's a safer play because I do think he scores, which helps him. Sean Carroll, welcome. Sayon, not quite sure on that one. One wide receiver in flex. Smith, Hopkins, Robinson, Herbert. It's going to be Robinson and Smith for me. Love them both. I'm okay if you want to try and get Hopkins in there, but especially with the matchup, I think it's a great one. But it's really just down to the point that it's hard to trust Levis. Inconsistency, and I think Jacksonville could get after him a little bit today. Really hope they lean on Henry to help spruce up the passing game. Anthony, hey, welcome back. Johnson or Quentin Johnson? Making it fun. It's standard. I still think I'm going to go Johnston. No, I can't. There's just the fact that Johnson has so many opportunities. I think I'm going to have to lean Deontay here. Continues to see a lot of targets. Ever since he's come back, he's had one down game in the 3. So I'm going to roll out Johnson. Just safe for you, unfortunately. Will Rich, rank these tight ends in order of preference. Okay. It's going to go Njoku, Ferguson, Thomas. A little more nervous for Njoku this week, though. Yeah, yo, mama, welcome. Puka or Kirk? It's going to be Kirk. It's just so hard to get away from him. He's so consistent. And again, I know that Stafford's back, but I have to see him actually throwing it. It makes me nervous. And then Musgrave or Njoku. Probably going to go Musgrave just because I want to wait and see how DTR actually does this week. And our keep bringing it up, Charger secondary, not the best. We have Asante Samuels and Derwin James. Outside of that, everybody else is kind of hit or miss. Run game's decent, but defense against the run game is decent. It's just a rough one. Whew, 30 minutes. Man, that went by quick. Todd, welcome. Murray or Herbert? I'm going to go Murray just because of the rushing floor, and that game's supposed to be higher scoring. Really think it could be a lot of fun. I'm excited to watch it. Who do I like rest of season? Need to drop one. I'm going to keep Kyler. So if you're just dropping one, it's going to be Gino. Tua has some tough matchups, but again, has all the weapons. And then Fields, curious to see how he looks today, but he also has some decent matchups moving forward. And we saw how last year when he came back, he just lit the world on fire with his rushing. So hope that helps. Todd Hines, welcome. Murray or Herbert? It's going to be Murray. Again, that rushing floor really boosts him up. Hard to get away from it. Polo coming in here. PPR, Charbonnet or Madison. Ugh. Love you giving me these. Always makes it tougher. I'm going to go... Golly, I'm going to go Madison. I know it's terrifying. It scares even me. But still think he sees decent usage. And it's a good matchup if they actually decide to run it some. Dolan, Rashi Rice, or Hollywood Brown. Depends on what you need. Again, I think Rice is safer, but I'm chasing that upside with Brown. Mostly because, again, the weakness really for the Chiefs is their passing game, which is perfect. I mean, I expect Kelsey to have a massive day because they aren't really giving it to the wide receivers. This is a perfect opportunity to get it to Rice. So he should see 5+ targets. Really hope he needs to get close to that double-digit mark or score for him to be successful. However, if Murray and Brown get on the same page and they start really getting a hold of it, that could be a big game for him. It's a good matchup too. Texans secondary is weak. It's the highest scoring game on the week right now. So Depends what you need. I'd bunch case the upside here and go with Brown. Kyler Murray or Sam Howell? Ooh, probably going to go Murray again. Just because, again, kind of touched on it. My top running back for this week is Robinson. It's the fact that Gibson's out really boosts him. If you're looking for a streaming running back outside of Robinson, get Chris Rodriguez. He's the second there. They're going to have to spell him at some point. There's a lot of opportunities. So, absolutely love it for him. Half point PPR, Mike Evans or DJ Moore. Going to go Evans here. Again, I think it's the big play that really helps him. So, I like Moore, but he's a better match for PPR just because of the volume that he sees. So, going to be tougher. Well, Rich, let's see. Sam Howell or CJ Stroud. It's going to be Stroud. Again, secondary for the Cardinals isn't good, but they have been getting after the quarterback. All right. Tara, I'm guessing here. Harris, Johnson, Godwin, or Hunt. It's half PPR. Probably going to go Deontay here. I think he's the safest play. He's been getting big yards off of the dump offs. Don't love the matchup. Makes me a little nervous on it, but it's just hard to sit him right now. That volume's too heavy. Brian, Ayuk or Puka? I'm leaning the safe play and going Ayuk here. Continues to be one of the first reads for Purdy. Ruben, hey, welcome back. Montgomery, Achan, Thielen, Puka, Moore. Golly, you're only using one. Probably going to go DJ here. God, that's tough though. It's hard to get away from Montgomery and the potential revenge game narrative. Ooh, words are coming a little more difficult today. So, hey, Justin's back. All right. Dawson, Moore, JSN. It's going to be Moore and JSN for me. Again, nervous about Lockett, mostly because the fact that he is dealing with that injury. But there's the potential there. And the fact that Wilson out makes Rondale a big boost for me. I'm super excited to watch him, but I think the real winner continues to be McBride. All right, well, let's see. Madison, Thomas, and Njoku, Shark, Freeman, Sanders. Golly. Going to go Madison. And you know what? I might chase Shark here. It's between him and Njoku. So it really depends. I think Njoku's a little safer. But that's kind of where I'm stuck. Hopefully that's where help. Phillip, Rashad White, or Javonte Williams. It's half PPR. I'm going to go Williams. Again, he just continues to see more usage. I like White, but again, a lot of his day is saved by him being involved in the passing game. So, and it's a tougher matchup. So if it's not full, I'm going to go with Javonte here. Ruben, HN or Henderson PPR. Oh my gosh. This is tough. I think I'm going to go Henderson. Just because it is PPR. He's the one being used in the passing game the most. So I think that boosts him up enough to make him usable. I know it's not ideal. I think HN still, again, he needs a big run, and I think that could easily happen. I'm just much rather see it first again now that he's back, and a game that they should be able to run away with. I'm not super pumped about. All right, let's see. Deontay Johnson, Rice, or Nico. It's half. Probably going to go Collins here because it's half. High PPR is a big plus. So you need the yardage to really help boost him up. All right, Ruben. Kittle, Kincaid, or Kittle? I'm going to go Kincaid, but I was wrong last week. I just think that, again, Kincaid's more consistent with everybody healthy. It's been Kittle being the last one to get any kind of targets, but I was wrong last week. Could happen again. I trust Kincaid, especially in this matchup. I think he can easily be able to exploit him. Noah, bench 1 in PPR. Connor, Pollard, Montgomery, Debo. It's going to be Pollard. Again, it's just that they aren't using him how they should. He's not seeing a full workload now that even when they've tried, he hasn't had a lot of success, and Dowdle's been kind of eating into that, especially in the goal line area, which really hurts Pollard. So gonna sit Pollard this week. Ricky. All right. Mostert or Henry? Golly. It's a half. I'm going to have to actually look at my rankings for this, because I feel like I have Mostert higher, but we'll see. Oh, one spot. It's literally a coin flip for me, and I have Raheem Mostert higher just because of matchup. Well, Purdy or Howell? It's going to be Purdy, just safer. I like Howell for upside, but man, Purdy's just been so consistent. He's had like really one bad game, so hard to get away from him. And now Icky. Okay. Full PBR, choose 3. Thielen, Moore, Montgomery, Lockett, Puka. I'm going to go Moore, Montgomery, and Lockett. Mostly because I'm worried about Thielen. Think it's a good option, but I'm staying away from him. David Schmidt, welcome. Half PPR. Wide or forward? Golly. I think I'm going to go. I'm going to go forward here. I do think the Browns try and establish the run. Like I said, White really needs PPR points to help boost him up. He's not been a very good runner, and I don't like the matchup as much for him. So, going to go forward. Royce, welcome. Rice or Kincaid? Oof. Going to go. Depends on what you need. I think Kincaid's safer. However, I think Rice offers upside. I just don't trust it. It's really tough not having a dominant wide receiver in Kansas City. It's really hurting their offense clearly. So I'm going to go Kincaid to be safe. Hey, Ryan, it's been a minute. All right. 5-point quarterback touchdowns. Allen, Tua, or Fields. Man, that's tough. I think I have it. It's Fields. Let me see. God, they're all right next to each other. I have them 13 through 15. I am going to go Tua here. I think that's more based on matchup, and so pretty close, guys. That's a good one. Rank these for half PPR. Okay. Taff. So you're looking for touchdowns. I'm going to go McBride, Collins, Sutton, Achane. Achane, of course, is more likely going to have 3 touchdowns again, and I'm just going to look stupid, but just don't think that happens this week. Wilson out. I need a flex. Shakir, Dowdle, Chandler. Of them, I'm leaning Dowdle. I'd also go and check and see if Reed isn't available or Rondale Moore, since you did say that Wilson. I'm assuming that's Mike Wilson. I think that's a good pivot for you. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else I really like near the bottom here. If you're more worried, you could probably go and get Mingo if those aren't available. But of the ones you've listed, I think Dowdle's your safest play. Yeah, that that would be how I have that listed. It'd go Dowdle, Shakir, Chandler. I'm staying away from the Chiefs. If I was going to go after a Chief, it'd probably MVS because I think he has that big playability. So could see him getting a big chunk play. Arturo, start 2. Watson, Lockett, Johnson, Osborne. Lockett and Johnston. A lot of potential for Watson, but again, have to wait and see. Yeah, yo, mama. Madison and Nakua. Ugh, Puka. That backfield is going to be a mess. I'm terrified of it. Hey, Jay, welcome. 1 wide receiver and 1 flex. Want to go Kirk and Montgomery. No, I'm scared. I like Collins a lot, but I think Montgomery scores, and I think that helps him. Max, pick 3 to start this week. Going to say, guess that's probably supposed to be 2, and I'm going to go Johnston and McBride. Will back again. Mostert, Rice, or Johnson? Need 1. Mostert. Like him the most. Johnson's close, but it needs to be full. So taking the easy out there. Okay, Laporta, Kittle, or Kincaid. I'm still leaning Kincaid here. I like Laporta, but again, just trust Kincaid more right now. 15 minutes. We're getting there. Half PPR, Dolan. Let's see. Madison, Chandler, Rice. I'm going to go Rice. I think he got the most upside, and I'm terrified of that Vikings backfield right now. Bips Barbecue. Welcome back. Jones, Gibbs, Montgomery, pick 2. I'm taking the Lions backfield, baby. I know. I completely understand. Until it happens, though, you just have to sit him, unfortunately. Hate that for you, Noah. It's been brutal. Mike, need to. Dell, Addison, Ayuk, Waddle. Oh, great options. Let's see. I have Dell and Ayuk is the next one that pops up. Like I said, all good options for you, though. Max, pick 2 start this week. It was 2. Was right. Yeah, it's going to be McBride and Johnston. Think there's a lot of upside this week for the Chargers wide receivers. Hey, back again. Okay, last one. Believe it when I see it. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to go. Golly, that's close. Going to go Mostert. I really do think that the Dolphins are going to lean on their run game today. So taking the easy out here. Like White, but again, hate the matchup for him this week. My. Let's see. Spears or QJ. Okay, I'm assuming these are 2 different questions. So I'm going to go Johnson the first one, and then I'm going to go Madison the second one. Hopefully that helps. Dan back again. Okay, just one, I'm guessing here. And of them, I have Ayuk the highest. So going to roll out Ayuk here. Dakar. All right. Pick 2. It's going to be Herbert and Murray. Again, terrified of Lawrence in that team, really. Really leaning on Etienne a lot, and I can't trust it. Hey, Nibs. Happy Sunday. QB needed here. Okay. It's going to be Murray. I like the upside in the rushing there. Dobbs would be the next, and then Fields. I think Dobbs probably offers you the safest floor now that his running backs are not great options for him. So Madison or Hunt? Oh, my gosh. I'm going to go Hunt. Like I said, I'm nervous on that backfield. And think that DTR has to lean on the run. I'm assuming Ford gets a majority of it. Need 2. Okay. I'm going to go Thielen and Kincaid. Again, the matchup is perfect for the Chiefs wide receivers. I just can't bring myself to start one of them or find which one they're going to play or how that's going to work out. So, Nibs, full PPR. Your second running back. Going to be Singletary. Pierce was listed as out today. Think he's going to be just fine in this matchup. Want to wait and see on the other 2. All right, just need one here. Chandler, Hubbard, Spears, Dowdle. I want to play Spears in the PPR, but I think I'm going to lean Dowdle here. Again, I think there's a lot of upside. They should be able to win this game easily. Expect him to score. Shane, absolutely love the picture every week. How are Fields? Pretty much the same player to me. I think I go with the easier matchup, though, and take Howell here. That is how I have it. All right. Now let's see. Would you bench one of Henry or Jones to start Thielen or Puka? I'm fine benching Jones. Chargers run stoppage has been awesome, but again, they're splitting between him and Dylan. They're splitting the workload. Don't love that. Dylan's more likely to score. Jones really needs to be used in the passing game, which he should be able to exploit, but hasn't happened yet outside of his first game. So it's really hit or miss right now. Going to take Henry over that. And then I'd much rather start Thielen because of the upside. I mean, really, in PPR, either one of them I'd prefer over Jones just because should see a lot of targets. I just trust Thielen right now with Reich taking back over play calling duties. All right, Austin. Hubbard, Dowdle. I'm terrified of the Panthers right now, so I'm staying away from them. I'm going to go Dowdle. Rontavious Neely played Boyd. Yeah. Hey, it really wasn't his fault. It was the quarterback change absolutely tanked him. Have 2 left to play out of. So you're going to play Dell and probably McLaurin. I think both offers you pretty good floors. Would be fine if you want to go Wilson over McLaurin, but McLaurin usually gets over 3+ targets and sees over 50 plus air yard or receiving yards. Golly, couldn't think of the word. Woo, 10 minutes. Kyle Kelsey. All right, Puka or Hopkins. I'm going to go with the guy who's going to see all the volume. It's going to be Hopkins. I know that Stafford's back. I'm curious to see how that works out, but I think Hopkins is in a pretty nice spot right now. And Jaguar secondary, not the greatest. So Ham and Hager, pick 2. Welcome. Ford, McBride, Warren, Rice, golly. Okay. I am going to go Johnson, and then I'm honestly going to take McBride after that. I think he offers the most upside. Murray loves him. They continue to love him there. All right, David. 2 different leagues. 4-point. League 1, Fields, Kyler, or Howell. It's going to be Murray. League 2, Murray or Herbert. Still going to be Murray. Again, that rushing floor really boosts him up ahead of these other options. All right, well, let's see. Need one. Madison or Thielen? It's still going to be Thielen, man. I know. I wish I could give you hope and I'll say that Madison's a good play, but I'm nervous with how the team hates him and Chandler is there and not being 100%. All right, Austin. Musgrave or Parham. Going to go Musgrave. Again, think they need passage options. He's been one of the more consistent one and has been doing it with hardly any targets. Has been getting over 50 receiving yards. So gives you almost a guaranteed 8 every week, which helps. A lot of upside for Parham with Everett out, but who actually knows? Andrew, welcome. Jones, oh my gosh. I'm going to go Jones just because Aiden hasn't really been focusing on Myers, and I think this is a good game for Adams to finally get on the same page with O'Connell. Cooper, Rice, or Thielen, AW. It's going to be Cooper for me. A lot of upside. Good matchup. Burke, Dobbs, or Fields. Ugh. Yeah, I'm still going to go Dobbs here. I think, like I said, without the consistent running game, I think it really gives him a boost. Shane, Tua or Dobbs. Still Dobbs, man. Thank you. That's my exact worry for Miami. I think that they're going to be able to get ahead. I don't think he's going to have to pass much. Really limiting his passing yards and passing touchdowns. He could easily throw for 4 touchdowns and it just be all to the running back or a jet sweep, but I expect him to run a lot in Miami this week. All right, Nibs. Okay, wide receiver and flex. It's going to be Woods and Cooks. Yeah. Mostly because I can't trust a second wide receiver, and I think Robinson actually sees the uptick. David, Wilson, or Nico? Oh, my gosh. Wilson's probably safer, but again, with him dealing with the injury, I'm more nervous on it. I'd probably roll out Collins. All right, Dan, let's see. It's going to be Johnston here. Don't like how Judy's being used, and I touched on Jacoby earlier, and his issues with O'Connell hasn't been working out for him. Follow-up. All right. Thielen, Rice, Pacheco, or Warren. Again, depends on what you need. I think Warren's the safest play, but I'm chasing that upside with Thielen. Like I said, Reich being the play caller again really boosts him. Makes me nervous. I'm curious to see how it ends up with the backup. Unless they sign somebody, I'm a little more nervous on him. I'm assuming Chase would still be the guy, but Higgins has more or less been the one who gets that shorter area target. So it's really a wait and see game. Right now, I have him as a wide receiver 3 or a flex. It really makes me nervous. Ooh, almost done, guys. All right, and gals, I guess. Bradley, welcome. White or Connor? At PPR, it's White. He dominates that. Connor hasn't seen a target yet since he's been back, so they're really focusing on using him just in the run game. So that's more likely to change, and he's going to just be a PPR monster. So, but until that happens, I'm rolling out White. Yep. Good luck, everybody. We're into week 11? Golly, can't believe it's already here. Hopefully you got your bets in. Hopefully you got your lineup set. If you haven't already, join our Discord. Trade deadline's coming up for a lot of people. I know mine's the 1st. So we are on week 11. It's happening. The injuries are just stacking up too. If you haven't already, like and subscribe here. Gladly help you guys. Tomorrow we have the waiver show. And then we're back Thursday to help set lineups. Oh, wow. Didn't realize that. Mine's on the 1st, so I'm lucky. But outside of that, I hope you guys all have a good week 11. Any last second questions, we'll try and get those answered. But, yeah, need to make sure you know what your rules are. That's for sure. That's why I double-checked, because I know mine's the 1st. And I'm like, I have a couple trades that I'm trying to get. I'm really trying to buy into Williams. Really trying to buy into Henry, but I think that's going to go out the window this week since the guy didn't get back to me. Just how it goes sometimes, a lot of injuries. Thankfully, if you haven't, bunch of tight ends. Musgrave's a good one to buy in if you lost to Andrews. Like Conklin a lot. It's brutal out there. Good matchups for defenses. You're looking at Lions. You're looking at Chiefs. You're looking at Dolphins. And all right, I think we've gotten everybody. So good luck in week 11. Make sure if you haven't already. Oh, well, last second. All right, Montgomery or Aaron Jones. It's still going to be Montgomery. That revenge game is very tempting to me, and I expect him to score at least once. So definitely makes it a big boost. Felix. All right. Achane or Pollard. Man, until Pollard can score or they start using more in the pass game, it's going to be Achane. I know. Even in the limited role, I still expect Achane to score this week. All right. Hopefully that's it. We're going to get out of here. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate it. Have a good week 11. Thanksgiving's coming up. Our show's it's not on Thursday. Our show's on Wednesday this week because of Thanksgiving. So we'll help you set your lineups ahead of that. There's 3 games on Thursday, so trade Tua for Dobbs. It's because it's Dynasty, you don't want to do that. That's the only issue. We're not 100% that Dobbs is going to be the quarterback there. I would have kind of expected because he is a cheaper option. We talked about it on Monday's show and the waiver show. The fact that Cousins is more expensive and Dobbs is a cheap option for the Vikings. But until that's 100%, I'd much rather stick with Tua for now. Yeah. So really appreciate it, Tamara. See? It's because it's Dynasty. Hey, absolutely love it. Appreciate you asking and hanging around. But just so we know, Neil, be nice to people. I know. All right, we're getting out of here. So, as always, remember, good luck in week 11. Haven't already, like and subscribe. And hey, as always, remember, keep it the nonsense. Let's get out of here.